Alright, so before the video starts, I just want to let you know that I do have a Patreon. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing my full uncut reactions and the full length reactions, the link to my Patreon is in the description, and you'll also be able to see the reactions a few days or like a week early. So yeah, if you're interested in that, the link is in the description. But as for now, let's get straight into the reaction. Alright, so welcome back to the reaction on the channel. Today we're going to be continuing The Expanse and going on to the third episode of Season 2 of The Expanse. I'm really excited to get straight into this episode. Last episode was crazy with all the shit happening with Miller, Fred Johnson, that station, literally everything that happened. That episode was really, really good. And yeah, it was a really, really good episode. Again, I've got a few things that I want to mention on my phone. I've wrote down like a whole thing going into the third episode. So yeah, I've got quite a bit I want to say. But yeah, last episode, like the action and the pacing was incredible. And I absolutely loved Miller's character all throughout that episode. And obviously at the end it was so weird, like all them people in that one room. I mean, I've got a note on that later, but I just wanted to mention like all them people in that one room, and obviously Dresden mentioning that like it's to do with the universe, the solar system and their existence pretty much. Like, that's really, really interesting. And Miller could have perhaps just killed the entire solar system. Like, there's a lot to consider on the grand scale. But yeah, last episode was really, really good, and I can't wait to get straight into this next episode. Alright, so firstly, Frank de Graaf was from Earth. He was Earth's ambassador to Mars, like the UK would have an ambassador to France, and that person is obviously British, not French. So yeah, the past few reactions I've been saying that the Frank guy, he was like from Mars, and that obviously he was a Mars person, a Mars ambassador, but obviously he was the UN's ambassador to Mars, not actually from Mars. So yeah, I pretty much messed it up on like the past few reactions, but I just want to thank Brian Mihoke, I think that's how you say his name, sorry if I mispronounce it, but yeah, thank you for leaving that comment and clarifying. Mark Wood also left a comment about that, so yeah, thanks for that, and that's obviously clarified it a lot. So going forward, yeah. One of my patrons, Robert Collier, left a comment saying that the Nuevo, I think it's Nauvoo or Nuevo, it's not a UN ship, but it's actually a private vessel commissioned by the Mormon Church to carry a group of settlers to a nearby star. So yeah, obviously that has been mentioned loads throughout the past season, and even so far in this season, in season 2, it has been mentioned quite a bit already. And yeah, I completely, like, I had heard of it, 'cause obviously the Mormons, and Miller was talking to that guy and that shit when he was going to Eros. But yeah, that's clarified it, that it's actually the Nauvoo, that is the 100-year Mormon generational voyage or whatever. So yeah, that's really, really interesting, and that's 100% going to be a major what's called storyline down the line. That's going to be a major arc down the line for sure, and that's going to play a very important role in the story. But yeah, on to the last episode. At the UN, Earth's officials are arguing about how to respond to the Martians, because obviously they destroyed the Phoebe station. Admiral Salford is sure that Mars won't attack them and that a trade embargo will suffice, but Ehrenreich suggests targeting a radar station on the Martian moon of Deimos, and obviously Salford refused and resigned. So yeah, we had that whole, pretty much that whole scene with the UN, like they was all around the table, obviously all the military people and the important people, and they was talking about like how we're going to respond to this, and pretty much all of them was like okay with de-escalation, but it was just Ehrenreich, and obviously Christian is with Ehrenreich, and they was pushing for this targeting of a Mars radar station named Deimos. So yeah, that's probably going to be a trigger to start off the war again. Like, you know, you never know, like Mars might see this, and obviously it's going to be seen as a sign of aggression, and then that could lead to a war. So yeah, hopefully not, but yeah, Ehrenreich is just trying to get this war to start, so all like the attention is diverted onto this war and not his secret shoot with Pierre Mal. Like, it's really crazy. But yeah, the Rocinati return to the Tycho station. Fred Johnson is deeply aggravated at them. However, after everything they've been through, they pretty much aren't tolerated, and they just can't be asked with Fred Johnson. So yeah, it was Naomi and James. They told Fred Johnson about what happened on Eros, and obviously I feel like Fred Johnson's definitely going to understand like where they're coming from. Like, what they've been through is terrible, and obviously Naomi and James even had that conversation. Obviously it has really affected him, because it would affect anyone. Like, after going through all that shit, it would affect anyone really, really bad. And yeah, it's even affecting Alex, as we saw when he went to that bar with Amos, and yeah, talked about all the shit that was that was a really funny scene, because Alex pretty much ended up like moaning to Amos, and then Amos was paid off the skill to just sit there and listen. So that was a really funny scene. But yeah, Holden tells Fred that the people who carried out the Eros experiment beamed their data to a communication station. If they're ever going to avenge Eros, they need to take that station. Obviously they do, but I'll get onto that. Fred also goes to recruit 50 good fighters to launch the assault, ends up getting resistance from the guy we saw on Christian's table. So yeah, obviously on the first episode of season 2, we saw Christian, like, she had like a tablet, and it was something to do with the OPA, like, and it was like a profile of this terrorist, this OPA guy, and that guy with the tattoo on his eye was the same guy that we saw Fred Johnson pretty much space. Obviously, he was saying about Fred Johnson, like, you're not really OPA, he's an Earther, he doesn't care, and yeah, but yeah, Fred Johnson wasn't having any of that shit. He has a mission to do, and yeah, he spaced that guy, he butchered him, and now everyone is set straight, pretty much. Alex runs simulations of the assault against the communication station, keeps failing, and Miller also volunteers to join the assault team. To be honest, we knew Miller was going to join the assault team, because Miller is probably the best trained one out of all of them on the Rocinante for assault team. I guess you could argue that Amos is, but Amos is way too important to be on the actual assault thing. We need him on the actual Rocinante, like we saw. He had to fix that thing, so yeah, it's a good job he didn't go with the what's called the assault team. And yeah, mentioning Fred Johnson, we actually learned that Christian and Admiral Selfer. We learned from Christian and Admiral Selfer that Fred was manipulated by the UN into attacking Baltas that had already surrendered. The Admiral said he's an honourable man who held into his soul, and that's a tough thing to do in this line of work. And obviously that explains Fred's allegiance to the OPA and his reason behind pretty much devoting loads of his life towards it after the Anderson Station massacre. And yeah, I wasn't quite sure about this, but I did note that perhaps that references the scene with Christian and that guy at the aquarium. Because obviously that guy, when he asked for Kenzo the spy in like episode 4 or 5, they said the guy that Christian was talking to, I can't remember his name, but he said that I didn't know if I was working for the good guys or the bad guys. So maybe he was working for the people that actually set Fred Johnson up 11 years ago. That could be really interesting. I think that is actually a reference to that. So yeah, that's really, really cool. Miller is on the boarding pod and sees Diego again. Yeah, Diego is just everywhere. He was in space, he was on the ship, he was on Ceres, and now he's on the boarding pod with Miller. So yeah, Diego supposedly gets shot. So once they actually board the communication station, Diego supposedly gets shot on the head, but turns out it was actually a gel round. So Diego survived yet again. Like, he has survived so much things. That he survived the water thing with Miller. He didn't get thrown in prison. Miller let him go. He then survived getting chucked into space, and now he survived this. He actually called himself invincible as well. But to be honest, in his situation, you would think you are. You'd think you're like invincible and that you're never gonna die. Like, literally, after everything he's been through, you can't blame him, to be honest. But yeah, that was a really funny scene and a really good scene. But yeah, this goes on to the really interesting part. Miller and his team find a room that have 6 people in there, and they seem to have their heads like networked together. When they are all unplugged, they go absolutely crazy, and the Belters end up shooting all of them but one. Like, we saw that, like, they was all sitting like around a chair or like in a circle with like all these wires going, and they was like moving all the shit. I presume they was like decoding the data of like the proto molecule. But yeah, they was all sitting around. It was like all wired up to their brain, and then once it was turned off, they went absolutely insane. They was literally trying to attack people, and yeah, they was literally like animals. Like, their brain was just, I don't know if their brain was morphed or maybe it's the stuff they saw on the screen, but they went absolutely crazy. And yeah, that was a really, really weird scene, but there's definitely way more to that. But yeah, Miller finds another room with a man poring over scientific data. This guy is obviously Dresden. Miller arrests him as Fred Johnson shows up. Dresden tries to rationalize his actions and says that they want to adapt what they consider a weapon into something that empowers humanity against the threat of humanity's existence and the threat to the solar system. He says the proto-molecule could ultimately unlock all possibility if they can figure it out. So yeah, that was, again, one of the most interesting things throughout the entire show so far, that Dresden is mentioning this, like, another solar system, another universe, pretty much, that is outside of their solar system, outside the Milky Way. They're mentioning that this proto-molecule could be, like, the first, I can't exactly remember the words that he said, but this could be the first attack. By them sending this other advanced species from another solar system, by them doing this, or this other universe, whatever, by them doing this, they could be striking first towards Earth, and Earth right now is completely naked, like, they can't defend themselves, and by Dresden trying to find out more about this proto-molecule and design it to evolve humanity, he's trying to save humanity from this, like, other species. So that could be a major thing. That could be absolutely true, what I've just said. Or Dresden could just be absolutely crazy and it could just be some plague. But yeah, that's a really interesting thing, because if that is true, and if Dresden is actually in the right by trying to save the entire solar system from this other species, then Miller, by shooting him, has pretty much killed the entire solar system. And yeah, I've got another point about that. Dresden offers to switch his loyalties to Fred Johnson if he'll let him continue his research. Fred seems to agree, but Miller shoots him and gets his revenge on Julie. Could Miller have just killed the entire solar system? That's what I put. And to be honest, if Dresden was telling the truth and if everything he said was credible, then I don't see it. I think Miller has actually just killed humanity and killed the entire solar system, because there's no way now without Dresden's information and all the technology that they can decipher and decode this. Like, I mean, they might be able to, but Dresden knew everything about it. The only man now responsible and the only man that could actually save humanity and the solar system is Pierre Mal. But we know Pierre Mal isn't going to do that, or he might down the line, but yeah, this is by far the most interesting thing. If this is true, then everything we're looking at right now is just tiny compared to this grand scheme of things. Like, this is so important compared to everything else. And yeah, I cannot wait to see where this is going to develop. But yeah, this intro is really long. I don't want to waste any more time. So yeah, this is going to be my reaction to The Expanse, Season 2, Episode 3. Really excited to get straight into this. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Alright, so this episode is called Static. And yeah, I'm really excited to get straight into this. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Stealth ship? UN. It's not a starship, it's a UN ship. Oh, is that the Mars? Yeah. That's the thing that they're going to explode. Eren, right?
All 17 people in the station were killed instantly. The massive explosions shattered the moon.
Yeah, she's gonna be pissed. Yeah, she's gonna want to kill everyone. We already know that she hates Earth, so that's not gonna help.
I always knew Earth would strike first. Right, Earther?
What do you call me?
Oh, you heard me.
Not today! You hear me, soldier? I will not have you disrespecting a fellow Martian. He's got as much dust in his blood as the rest of us. Marines, who do we fight for?
Mars.
Who do we fight for?
Mars!
Suit up. We need to train.
That it is. Yeah, I really like her character. I need to find her name. I'm pretty sure it's Bobby, but I'm just making sure.
Statement. Our rule, to never see it in the night sky again.
It's not the same. From Mars, Demas is just a little dot, same as Venus is to us. I know you're worried about Arjun and the grandkids, but we're more than capable of protecting Luna.
Still,
What
it
we
is
should be
Mars.
doing is trying to get
It's their
out of this
territory,
mess
mate, and you just
while
blown
we
it up,
still
so...
I'm not scared. Our Navy might be older and slower, but the numbers are still on our side. We have enough ships to shoot theirs down. We could knock
It's
Mars
not the
out of
point,
our
though, is
sky
it? If
for
there's a
good.
war,
If it
then
comes to that,
there's
Did you
no
know that
winning.
Martian Marines
this could be our last chance to win, Christian. It's like you always said. Earth must come first.
Yeah, she did say that, mate, but she oh, fuck you. This guy and Pierre Mal, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit if they start a war between Mars and Earth and all the people that will die. All they care about is their grand plan, their bioweapon. He's gonna piss me off so much, man. The way how he acts like he cares. Oh, is that the Jupiter? Because he just mentioned that what they blew up is like a Jupiter moon to them, and in the trailer that was Jupiter. I swear, not the trailer, the intro. That was Jupiter, and there was a little moon. So yeah, so cool. How the opening credits include information relating to the entire season. That's so cool, man. Poor Rocinante.
How's it look?
Pretty
Outer doors
destroyed.
and blast shields are shot to shit. I can't get a seal. We have to jet it out the cargo bay.
Let's go! You love killing deltas?
Diogo! Get these men to holding. Under guard.
Miller too?
Leave him here.
Hey! I don't want him anywhere near the prisoners!
He won't be. And get these people to holding.
Sure thing, boss man.
Why is he?
Without any further harm. We clear?
You shouldn't even be on this station!
It's something you need to get off your chest there.
Damn right!
I'm so confused. Why is he angry again?
Dozens of ships leave here every day. Pick one, and I'll get you on it.
Oh, of course, someone told me. He literally shot Dresden. I can't believe I forgot about that. How did I forget about that? That was actually the most important thing last episode. Yeah, Dresden was shot by Miller, and that's why everything they wanted to get from that station is bust now. They have no information, no nothing. And Ames is going to come and talk to Miller. This is going to be really interesting.
Captain had us clean out your quarters.
I don't think Amos is angry
And
at
we
him.
dropped a few cancer med charges in there for you. So I'm dipped in shit right now. Oh no. This shit is permanent. Captain doesn't want you around anymore. Just a guy who needed to go down. The captain always gets a little jumpy when you kill people without talking it over first. Yeah, I'm sure you would have asked for permission too. Well, here's the thing. You and me, we're a lot alike. We're as close to righteous as it gets out here. So when you says you're out, that's just how it is. You keep picking fights with the wrong people.
Yeah, as we saw last episode. Oh no, it's 2 episodes ago actually. Amos did whoop your ass, Miller, but it's got a point there. Really interesting, because they are alike actually, Miller and Amos. But yeah, I get why the Rocinante and James Holden is so pissed off at Miller, but after everything James and Miller went through at Eros, you think he'd come a little bit of slack, but I understand why it's really important. Because they literally went there for that single reason.
Not too shabby, right?
And now it's all gone, so completely makes sense.
Fred's picking up.
Are you defending him?
You can't understand.
The only thing he was out for was revenge.
No, he cared about all of us.
We had Dresden. He was gonna talk. We could have used him.
We could have what? Worked out a deal. With a man who casually murdered countless Belters. A man who was a threat to all human
Exactly.
life. And that is why Miller shot him.
He didn't have the right to make that decision.
But you do.
I think I'm still on Miller's side. I know it's bad, but I'm still on Miller's side. If they kept him alive, way worse shit would have happened. Down the line.
Hey.
Oh god, Diogo.
Hey.
I can't say his name.
Easy.
Diogo.
I'm saying.
Diego, I don't know. I'll keep calling him Diego.
I'm a little busy here.
Hey, you killed the biggest dick in the universe for that now. We make a big party for you. You're a hero, man.
No, don't say that. I'm a cop. A guy.
You're way more than that, Miller. You're a legend.
Stay with me.
Yeah, these two are gonna get close, aren't they? Diego and Miller. Oh, that's me so nice to see them two.
PDC and railgun impacts.
I actually like
But we have
Diego.
the panel
Seems
stock
like a
here
really
to fabricate
good
replacements
character.
for the holes too big to patch. Oh, that one just missed puncturing your reactor, see? You guys would have melted instantly. Most ships would have been blown to scrap after that kind of beating.
Yeah, well, not the Rossi.
I'm actually impressed as hell you were able to make it back here. You're a Martian, right? You still got people there?
Glorified bus driver, Alex. You gonna tell her that?
You didn't reach out? After Deimos, I mean.
They think I'm dead. I went down on the Donager.
Oh, okay.
Died a hero.
Oh, really?
So is the Rossi
Wow.
gonna be okay or what?
Don't worry. We're gonna treat her like one of our own.
Also, little detail that she is apparently
In
a
the
fan
meantime,
favorite, so yeah.
You look like you could blow off some steam.
I'm trying to get my
See
own
her from
opinion on her
some rock?
before I mention all that. So.
Care to put the ball to the wall?
Yeah, I've got a comment from my one of my Patreons
Those are the survivors.
that she is
Hopefully
actually a
your
fan
local
favorite,
tech
and I think
security
another comment on
tax.
YouTube. So yeah, we'll see if I like her. Okay,
He
yeah.
has know more about the proto-molecule than anyone else.
Not more than Dresden.
Completely blank for everyone. But
Uh-oh.
before that, they all work for the same company. Protogen.
Well, I get in there right now, or he's gonna be dead,
Biotech
so.
Contractor with facilities throughout the system, including the one destroyed on Phoebe. Get in there.
Oh, that guy's dead, oh my god.
I see the way y'all look at me, huh? Like I don't belong here.
No one's questioning your patriotism.
Simmer down there, cowpoke.
You know something? I earned my iron, Hilly. Your family just bought your way into the Corps.
That's enough.
Settle down. Go fetch.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with her, mate.
Have a seat.
As we know, she's one badass and she's extremely strong. Exactly, that's what I mean. What if by killing Dresden, they've literally
Are you taking up the project?
killed the
We need you to
entire
make a
solar
vaccine.
system?
Why would I want to do that?
I understand you grew up in Landrina on basic. That must have been hard.
Only if you can't find a way out.
Just, we can get you back there if you help us.
Her brain was fried.
Still doesn't explain why he became really aggressive though.
Anything was wrong with her.
Like when he was unplugged.
Even when the drool was hanging from her lip for hours on end.
He seems
until
normal
it
now, but
crusted
why
to her
was he
chin.
acting like that?
Or she
That's
felt
what I'm
the
thinking,
toilet
like looking
while
at him right
taking a
now.
piss.
Dresden is gone. You don't have to answer to him anymore.
If he were here, I'd thank him. He made me what I am today.
Yeah, what is Amos thinking? Like, it showed Amos a lot, and as in a way, that guy is kind of like Amos, the way he acts. Like,
Bring up my last battle simulation.
I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking that.
I use all the sensor data from the actual raid to correct flight parameters. Man agrees. 3G burn. Target PDCs. Fire! Go back 1 minute. Run it again.
Oh. Okay. Come on, Naomi, you got this. Guess not.
What, are you laughing at, loser?
Yeah, I've got a theory. I think Alex is looking into that as well. I'll mention that in a minute. Minna's like, turn that shit off, Diego.
Turn this shit off.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Bro, I literally know Miller so well. I swear to God, man. I've literally predicted like what Miller was saying shit so many times. That was so weird.
Rock talking, Papa.
That music is so bad, Diego. I thought it was going bolder, and I was about to say. Well, I guess Naomi and I'm really interested in this though. Son of a bitch! This doesn't make any sense. It's like they wanted them to go there. Yeah, I've got a lot to say about that.
Faulty wiring?
I'll try to say
He
at the
wasn't born
end.
this way. He was altered.
Or whenever
Probably
it's fine.
transcranial magnetic hyperstimulation. Part of his temporal lobe has been effectively erased.
Which part?
The part that governs empathy.
You can do that with a magnet?
I've only read about the procedure. It's not that simple, but it's not complicated either. It's non-invasive.
So someone waves a magnet at the right side of my head and suddenly I can watch 100,000 people die in agony and not give a shit.
Interesting.
The other prisoners. It's been done to all of them.
The security guards on that station were armed with riot bullets.
Condition reversible?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, interesting.
How do you reach a guy like that?
Does Amos have that? That would make a lot of sense.
Travis ended up with a fractured orbital.
Sir, did you ask Private Travis, sir?
Don't give me that, Gunny.
We trained all our lives for this. Now it's here and we just want to use it. The sooner we have it out with Earth, the better.
Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint you. We're not going to Earth. We've been ordered to Ganymede Station to secure the food supply.
Farm Patrol. We're Marines.
And we serve where we are ordered to serve. Now, you and your team will carry out your orders with pride and dedication, befitting soldiers of the Martian Republic. Are we clear, Gunny?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she's gonna get so pissed off at this. She's been waiting her entire life. She's trained as a Marine, and now she's just being pissed about pretty much. Alright, Mr. Spy, what have you got for Christian? Let's hear it.
That's what I hope it is.
Fred Johnson?
Secure channel to Fred Johnson.
Okay.
Give it to me, please.
This is gonna be really interesting.
And it's treason.
If I do nothing, millions could die.
Exactly. Christian knows what Salvador can do.
Oh,
she knows there's a big conspiracy with PML. Well, she didn't know PML, but she knows something.
There are people in my government who are willing to take us to the brink of annihilation for reasons that I still cannot fathom. But like you, I want to stop this war. So now, I'm asking you for help. I need evidence. Anything I can use to turn the guns of Earth and Mars away from each other before it's too late. If you have any cards left in your hand, the time to play them is now.
I think I got something she can use.
You spaced a Black Sky faction leader because they put a hit out on that woman. If they learn that you're helping her, the OPA will put a hit out on you.
Then I guess it's gonna have to be our little secret then,
Yeah. I wonder what that tattoo is. What? I wonder what that tattoo is on her neck. She has like a weird tattoo. I've never seen that before. I still don't know her name, so I'm gonna have to pay close attention to her next time she's on screen. What is he drawing? Like, is that the proto-molecule, like, DNA? Is that what it looks like? Or is that a base? Like, what is that? This is going to be really interesting, these two talking.
That was where we found her. It was a wreck. All the screens and the lights were smashed to pieces. But it wasn't strategic violence, not like you cracking that guy's head because he messed with your stuff. That was a problem and you found a solution. No. In that hotel room, there was madness. And it stank of sick death. See, you and I were both from the slums, so I know you know the smell that I'm talking about. She must have dragged herself like a dying animal.
Blue-brown. Metabolic excretions.
And she was sitting on the shower floor. Blue barnacles jutting out of her mouth, out of her body, snaking
Fucking
out of
horrible.
her hair, growing up against... Dead.
Beautiful.
Beautifully dead.
Becoming. The barnacles? An expression of pattern-matching systems. Lattices that mimic beta sheets and expand on them, but capable of control systems like brain tissues, two-stage pumps adapted from hearts, that requires and provides a massive amount of energy.
That's why she smashed the lights and the screens. She was trying to take away his power source.
Did it work? Was it still moving? I know what it looks like. What was it doing? Wait. Don't go.
Please! Tell me!
Yeah, the power source.
What was it doing?
That goes into like the thing that I mentioned ages ago about the life source. Like, this plague, this virus takes control of like humans' life source. In this case, it took control of Julie and her being alive. That's what I presume, but I guess it's all the energy and the electrical current. Something that would make complete sense on what's it called? On the Anubis, on the engine we saw, the whatever engine, the one that Frank DeGraff had the schematics of. That would make complete sense because obviously the power from that engine.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's what powered it. It's really interesting, that is. That seems really good.
Well, why don't you tell me a little bit more about your journey?
There's no way he's going on this 100-year thing.
I was born into this.
Right?
I've never doubted it.
No. I mean...
Navi, okay, yeah,
Have
this
you
is
ever
what
talked to a
one of my
pedophile?
patrons mentioned. What? Mentioned. I can't speak
We
today.
try to ask them stuff, and they're not gonna just talk about raping little kids, but if you show them pictures of kids, then they'll go on and on and on. I had a private chat with Cortazar, and Eros is his pedophilia.
I was there. That's the Martian science team.
Yeah, we're learning a lot about Amos's background, aren't we?
Work. The protomolecule is the first evidence of a tree of life apart from our own. It didn't come with an instruction manual. We nurtured it the best way we knew how. We didn't control the station, so we incinerated the Martians, erased the data cores, and left. Dr. Dresden used 2 ships, one for our team, one for the sample. There were contamination concerns.
He was right to be concerned. It got out on the Anubis. I saw the results.
Did you turn the power back on?
Mm-hmm. Started moving, reaching out to me.
Is there anything more that I could see?
We nuked the ship and everything on it.
But still going strong on Eros.
Yeah, there's a whole bloody infestation on Eros.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the spy about that.
It learns, you know. Does something different every time. The more biomass you feed it, the faster it learns, the more it changes.
So you fed it, Eros.
10 levels of environmental engineering, crew quarters, schools,
Oh my god,
wastewater treatment, machine
that is
shops,
amazing.
forges. And at the center, a piece of Earth curved back on itself. Our Eden.
Well, I've never been to Earth, but it kind of looks like a big, huge metal rock tunnel to me.
It's designed to
is
give
so
the illusion
cool.
of light and heat that is as gentle and warm as a summer's day.
You guys ready?
Some felt that taking entire families on a journey that their grandchildren wouldn't see the end of was inhuman.
Well, I seen Inhuman, and this ain't it.
This is our temple.
Well, that sounds amazing. One little cool detail is that is the thing in the opening credits, the one we see, the massive ship. I didn't realize it before, but that is the Nuevo. Or Nuevo. I don't know how to say the ship's name, but yeah.
I've heard that streaky shit in bars. I thought it was just bad music.
It's new. Give it to me.
Oh, that sound is like them communicating, isn't it? All along we've heard that shit. Oh, what the fuck?
The universe just kissed me on the cheek. Are those people talking? Not people. Pulses. Steady like a clock. No. No. Speeding up. No.
Don't end there. Please don't end there. Thank fuck for that. What is that? That is so creepy though. Holy shit. It's like... That's the sound we've heard all along. It's that species communicating. Oh, it's the, I thought it was the blue stuff that the Rocinante left, but I don't think it is. It's a stealth ship. I don't know what. It's obviously something that Fred Johnson gave to Christian, but...
Alright.
Yeah, this is so interesting. It makes no sense. How are they alive? He's run a simulation hundreds of times, and they should be dead. So either they let him on, or they're the most luckiest people in the world.
Alex, 20.
Oh, never mind. I might have just been completely wrong, because, yeah.
Yourself.
It might just be his guilt, and he's keep going over and over that to try and see if he could have done something better, done the whole operation better, or maybe I don't know.
Are you saying those people are still alive?
The only person who can answer that is dead. The Eros isn't over yet. I don't think we can save it. But I do know we need to do something. And I know I can't do it without you.
Man, this entire idea of this alien species communicating through humans and through this plague is so creepy. And that's good that they're on good terms, but that is messed up. We need to go back to Aero Station and see what the hell's happening. It's obviously the thing that took Kenzo. That entire whatever the hell it is, that is what they're building. That's what this proton molecule is building. It's nice to see them finally respecting them. This is building up to something, isn't it?
I take it this means you know where you want to go?
Eros.
What?
Something real bad is going on down there.
Yeah, we know.
And you know we have to destroy it.
I think you're right.
I know that you know that Dresden was gonna get away with it. And I didn't kill him because he's crazy. I killed him because he was making sense.
Shit.
Any idea how we can take out a whole asteroid?
Yeah. With that.
Oh. Isn't that no, isn't it? Okay, yeah, that's why he took such an interest into it. Oh my god. So yeah, that's why Miller took such an interest into the Nauvoo, I believe it was called. I'm pretty sure it's either the... Yeah, I think it was the Nauvoo. Anyway, that's why he went there. That's why he was looking around and he talked to that Mormon guy and he was like, yeah, really good. I think I know where I want to go with it. And obviously he was talking about using that to kill... Not to kill, but to destroy the Eros asteroid. And obviously, yeah, that is massive. So that's definitely going to be able to do that. But... if they do use that, then they're pretty much sacrificing that entire 100-year expedition and the potential to find new life and to create new civilization. So I don't know if I agree with that, but it's really interesting what was said in that final minutes there. Miller was like, I didn't kill him because I thought he was crazy. I killed him because I thought he was telling the truth. And yeah, because now Miller's realizing if he's telling the truth, then... pretty much we're fucked. We are absolutely fucked, because if there's some other life form from another solar system or another universe and they come to Earth and, well, come to their solar system, the entire Mars, Ceres, Luna, Earth, everybody's dead. It doesn't matter. Like, all the shit between Mars and Earth, like all the back and forth, that will not matter at all if another civilization, another species, another technologically advanced civilization comes and completely destroys the entire solar system. None of it matters if that actually happens. And yeah, obviously Miller says, like, if he was telling the truth, well, I didn't say it, but Miller said, I was scared that he's telling the truth. And if he was telling the truth, that entire station needs to be annihilated. It needs to be blown up. obviously they already blown up the Anubis, which contained all that blue stuff on the engine. They've blown up and yeah, now they obviously want to blow up the what's called the aero station, which I mean, yeah, Eros has completely turned into this infestation of this blue species. We saw that in episode 10, the final season 1, this species pretty much grabbed Kenzo and pulled him up, and we could see it was like an all blue environment. It was like a portal into this weird species, and then there was this thing teleporting. Like, what? And obviously this episode, that sound that it's been making throughout the entire like past 4 episodes, that is a communication. They're trying to communicate. They're trying to create something on Eros. And obviously, is that what we've seen? Is that what they've created? This thing that Kenzo walked into? This portal into their, like, civilization? I don't know. It's really interesting. But, yeah, that is so fucking creepy how that like weird sound is like a communication from this species. Like, if they can decode that, they might figure it out. And what if they're using all these humans? Like, that's what James said. Like, are they dead? Like, what if they're not dead? What if they're actually alive, but they're being controlled by this species, this blue substance? What if they're being controlled by that, and through that they're being used to, I don't know, like become like a vessel, kind of a vessel for this species? So obviously, if they have enough biomass, if they have enough sources like humans, maybe through that they can put these vessels together and create a massive thing like we saw, like Kenzo walked into. Maybe we can see them create some sort of, I don't know, but they're obviously creating something through humans or through these vessels that are the humans. They're infecting these humans and using them to create and build something. And obviously that sound is a way of communicating, perhaps. Man, that is so interesting though. Like, that is by far the most interesting thing throughout this entire show. And yeah, we better get more on that in the next episodes. But yeah, one thing I wanted to mention is that we haven't seen Pierre Mao since episode 1. Like, what is he up to? I am so intrigued by his character and the mystery around him and Ehrenreich that, yeah, I literally watched the entire season based on that, like the mystery behind them. Obviously not, but yeah, I really want to know what the hell's going on between them two, because it better not be a thing where they barely show Pierre Mao, because I'm so interested in his character and I really, really want to see more. Obviously, we didn't actually see too much about Ehrenreich this episode, apart from him sitting with Christian and saying about all the stuff. And yeah, you knew this was happening, Christian. You was right all along, and Earth needs to survive. But yeah, talking about Christian, she obviously talked to Fred Johnson. And yeah, obviously she said that, yeah, people in my government are waging a war between Mars and Earth. Is there anything you can do, Fred? Is there anything? Let me know, please. And I think at the end, Fred actually gave something to Christian. I'm pretty sure that he gave like a stealth ship, because obviously in the map, Christian was looking on the map and there's like a stealth ship. I thought that stealth ship, or whatever that was, I thought that was the blue substance that obviously the Rocinante left, like in an asteroid somewhere. But I don't think Fred knows about that. So yeah, what is the stealth ship that he's talking about? Because I'm pretty sure all the other ones have been blown up containing the blue stuff. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see more about that. And yeah, one more thing I wanted to mention is the stuff between Amos and that guy. Obviously, we saw that guy, like, they was talking about this guy, like, it was James, Amos, and this other lady, and they scanned his brain or something, and they saw that his frontal cortex, like a lobe in his brain, pretty much is not functioning at all. It's been not turned off, but it's been like completely reduced. There's no brain activity in like the cerebral cortex or the frontal lobe or something like that, which pretty much means that he has no empathy. And we saw Amos, like, he was listening very carefully. I mean, if Amos did have the same thing as him, that would make complete sense how Amos is the way he is and his empathy. Like, we haven't seen him expressing empathy, really. And there's definitely connection between them two, like the way this guy acts and the way Amos acts. I feel like there's definitely, like, a close connection between that. And, yeah, obviously we saw Amos talking about, like, the paedophiles. Like, if you talk about boys, like, say, get them to try and talk, they won't say anything. But if you, like, show them boys, they're literally, it's so fucked up, man. But yeah, maybe there's so much mystery and information about Amos's background that is so interesting. Obviously in season 1, towards the end, we learn about like him, and obviously he's really protective around children, because he's like, you take care of her. So maybe when he was younger, he was abandoned or something happened to him that messed him up mentally, and that's why he has no empathy. I bet that's going to be explored down the line, because yeah, I've heard that Amos has a really good backstory and that his character is really, really well thought out. So yeah, there is that. There is probably more that I wanted to mention, but this reaction has been quite long, so I'm going to end it here. But yeah, this was a really, really interesting episode, and that's completely opened my mind to the thought that this species is using humans as vessels, and that they're communicating through humans. Like, we heard that sound. That was so creepy and mysterious that, yeah, I cannot wait to find that out and watch the next few episodes. that is going to be so interesting. And also, I'm pretty sure this season, I got a few comments saying that the books, obviously the show is an adaptation from the books, and that there's like 8 different books, but book 1 actually ends somewhere through the second season. I think it's episode 4 or 5. So yeah, people told me that there's like a kind of ending halfway through the season because it's the end of one book, and then we go into the second book, and obviously then the third book, fourth book, etc. But yeah, so that's really interesting. I feel like it's probably going to wrap up around episode 4 or 5. So yeah, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with Aerostation, what's going to happen with the Nauvoo. Like, there's so much stuff. Like, what's happened with the blue substance? Like, are we going to go to Eros and see what the hell's happened? But yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what they find on Eros. And I can't wait to find that out, man. But yeah, I'm going to end my reaction here. So yeah, that's been my reaction to The Expanse. Season 2, Episode 3. Absolutely love watching this episode. Really, really good episode. And yeah, introduced us to a whole new realm of possibility. But yeah, that's been my reaction to Episode 3 of The Expanse Season 2. Really good episode. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, as always, cheers for watching.